conservative new media viewers and Jeremy Lin fans around the world. What's up? It's me, PFV, Paul at Villarreal, the NBA expert, and this is a special video that I'm really glad that I have the opportunity to make, and it is to give thanks to a group of Jeremy's fans. Look, as I've said many times before, Jeremy has great fans, and I don't mean just they're great fans of Jeremy. I mean that his fans are great people in general. Of course, in doing the videos that we do about Jeremy, you come into contact with a number of his fans. Not all of them, but a good amount of them. And I've certainly talked with enough of Jeremy's fans to make the general statement that a lot of his fans are really good people. And I think that it's because Jeremy's a good person. He attracts people that are good people. And I think a lot of it might have to do with his faith. I think a lot of it has to do with his appeal worldwide, and just some of the people, just people in different circumstances, and people that I think maybe have a different perspective about life than maybe some of us do here in the United States. And I'm not knocking the United States, but living in the United States, I think that sometimes we take a lot for granted. And I think that different people around the world, it's not the same thing for a lot of those people. And I think some of the people appreciate things more, and things just mean more to them. Somebody like Jeremy means more to them than maybe a player does to a fan in the United States. And look, I put myself in that category, and as well. So the group of people that I'm talking about specifically in this video is the Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club. And as you can see here on the screen, they sent me several gifts. And the gifts are, as you can see, a doll of Jeremy, which is great. Just a cute little doll, kind of like a stuffed animal. I don't know what you'd call it, a fat head or whatever. It's not a fat head, but it's basically a doll with a little suction cup so you can stick it on the wall. And then this great hat that they have. It has the number 7. And it says, "In Lin we trust." Now, I do not know what the Chinese characters say on the hat. So one of you guys is going to have to tell me what that says. And then on the side of the hat, which I will show in another picture, it says, "Jeremy Only Lin Garden since 2012. And just talking about that's when they started up the fan club, I believe. And it has the number 7, and it has kind of like a little, almost like a roadmap sign that those letters are contained within. The Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club is based in Taiwan, from my understanding. In fact, yes, I know that. Although I'm sure, and I know there are people that are in it that don't live in Taiwan, or certainly don't live in Taiwan full time. So I'm pretty sure of that in saying that. And correct me if I'm wrong. I've been wrong a lot lately as regards Jeremy, including, not recognizing his mother, not recognizing his older brother, etc. So I'm certainly not flawless here, and I could be the same about the Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club. But look, it really means a lot to me. And it means a lot to me and to John, my brother, the kindness and the respect that you guys have shown, that the Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club has shown, particularly in this instance, but all of Jeremy's fans. We like Jeremy, which is why we make these videos. And I was aware of Jeremy before Linsanity 1.0, but I didn't know much about him. And when I began to watch him during that period of time, in 2012 early, that I just became captured with him. He just kind of like grabbed me, so to speak, because his story was so unique, and he was really, really good. And once I saw him play, I could see his talent level and what he was capable of doing. And that's when myself and John got hooked. And I'm just so glad for people like the Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club, and for other of Jeremy's fans around the world, that they have Jeremy. Jeremy's just a great guy, and he's unified a lot of people. I mean, and that's important. I mean, that's how I know you guys. That's how you guys know me. And it's a good example of how somebody or something can bring people together. And that's something that Jeremy's done a lot of for different groups of people. And I think it's something that he's aware of. And I think it's part of what his legacy is going to be. He's changing perceptions in different ways. And he is helping people kind of come more together. As we've talked about in different videos, Jeremy is obviously he's the first player in the NBA of Taiwanese descent, I believe. And as I've said before, the basketball is growing enormously in Asia at this time. And Jeremy is the perfect guy at the perfect time to help facilitate that growth, to help make it even stronger. And it's just great. Like I said, I mean, we're just seeing a transformation again in global basketball culture, global culture period, but in particular in this instance, global basketball culture, how much it's growing. And I think that for people like Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club and many other people in Asia and of Asian American descent, it's important and it's incredibly meaningful to have somebody like Jeremy that they can relate to, that they can emulate, that they can look at and say, I could be that person. I could be Jeremy. And again, it's just the timing is really good because of the growth of basketball. And Jeremy is, he's been talked about before as kind of the Jackie Robinson of Asian American or Asian basketball. Jackie Robinson was a man, an African American man, who I believe was the first African American player in Major League Baseball. Now, obviously, there have been other people of Asian heritage that have played in the NBA. Of course, Yao Ming and others, several others. So Jeremy's not the first person like Jackie Robinson, but he's a meaningful person. And he means a lot to a lot of people, like for the people of the Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club. Now, I want to specifically thank Only Shin, and I hope I'm saying your name properly, Only, because I know you're the person who actually sent me the package, and I really appreciate that. And you left me a kind note saying how you guys are enjoying the videos and thanking me for the hard work. Like I said, I love making these videos, and it's even easier to make them because you guys appreciate them so much. And I would make them anyway because I like Jeremy. But it's even more enjoyable to do them because I know that you appreciate them. And that just means a lot to me. That's very meaningful to me. Like I said, I have a lot of respect for you guys. And that you felt like you wanted to do this for me and for myself and John. And this has been going on for a while. As most people know, most of the people watching this video will know, the Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club has reached out to us before. The artwork that was done by Gary Chen, the really nice picture that we were using for the games last season and for the playoffs, in which we'll use again. I'm virtually certain that Gary Chen is a member of the Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club. In fact, I know he is. And that was done, for appreciation or just to help us, for nothing. We didn't pay Gary any money. And obviously, Gary has tremendous amount of artistic ability. And we appreciate that greatly. And so it's, we're all, as I said, we're all coming together because of Jeremy. As I said, Jeremy is a transformational figure. He's a unifier. Otherwise, I wouldn't know any of you guys. And it's great. It's really... It's special. It's meaningful. I also want to thank specifically Eva Shu, who I believe is the administrator of the Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club. And I was told that Eva was the driving force, or one of the driving forces behind sending me these gifts. So I just want to say thank you to Eva, and thank you to all of the Lin Garden fan club members. I know many of you. I've talked with a lot of you guys. You guys are great. I mean, Only, Eva, I don't know if I've talked with them as much, but I've certainly talked a lot with JJ. I've certainly talked before with Lisa Tong, Hanny Chang, and I know a number of other fans, Shi Wei and some others, that I'm not sure if they're in the fan club, but they probably are. And look, when John and I, when we first started making videos about Jeremy, and right around when Linsanity 1.0 started rolling, so February of 2012, I remember somebody telling me like, hey, they put one of your videos, or they're talking about you guys on Taiwanese TV or something like this, and we were just blown away. We're just like, what? Yeah, we didn't do it for this. And it's just, I mean, to get the reception and the respect and the kindness that we've received is just, I mean, it's incredible. I just never expected anything like that. And it's just, as I said, it's easy to be cynical in this world. I know that's something that I've certainly had a lot of familiarity with, or struggled with, or whatever you want to call it. I know I've told you guys before that I was religious, then I wasn't. Now I'm coming back to it. Well, there's a lot of cynicism involved in my pulling away from it. You get jaded. Kind of the world doesn't seem like a great place. And then you meet people like this. Like, yeah, you know, people are pretty good, or they can be pretty good. And that's what I was kind of trying to say earlier in the video about the United States versus some other people. I think, you know, living in a privileged country, you can lose your perspective a little bit. Now, I know Taiwan is a very advanced country and very sophisticated and whatever, and I'm not trying to marginalize or put down Taiwan, but sometimes you need to talk with people from other places in the world because they have a different perspective, and it can kind of shake up your own view of the world, and sometimes that's really good. And I think that the interactions I know that I have had with a lot of Jeremy's fans and a number of Jeremy's fans from Taiwan has helped me with that personally. Like I said, I mean, I know, and I talked about this in the analysis of the You've Changed Bro video. I just lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. The last year has been extremely difficult for Jeremy Lin fans. And everybody's criticizing him, which of course is what that video is about. And we tried to be kind of like a shelter from the storm of that, a safe haven from that. And I know that's meant a lot to a lot of you guys. And I think that that's where a lot of the gratitude, or the gratitude and the thankfulness comes from for us, because you felt like there wasn't anybody in the media or anybody even on YouTube and stuff that was standing up for Jeremy, and we tried to do that. Now, as you guys know, I'm objective. I'm not going to make stuff up, and as most of you know, I've made videos, or one particular video, saying, look, we're not here to just, suck up to Jeremy. I mean, we're going to tell the truth, even though we like Jeremy. But that's different than many of the people in the last year who have just it seemed like they're trying to tear Jeremy down. They want to tear Jeremy down. They want to see him fail. And what I've tried to get across to people who aren't Jeremy Lin fans, who don't understand why Jeremy is so popular, is that people take that personally. In other words, if you like somebody and you look at somebody as a symbol for you, or a symbol of your community, or a symbol of you, then when people try to tear that person down, you're going to take it personally. And so I don't understand. I don't think that some of these critics understand how much that's hurt a lot of people. How much the criticism, the crazy, over-the-top criticism, and the desire to almost destroy Jeremy and his reputation has hurt people, like people in the Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club and many other of his fans. And you guys know what I'm talking about. I know that you know this, and I know it. I know it because, I've seen it, and I understand this stuff. Again, this is a lot of, psychology and social psychology and this type of thing. And it's good, because now the tide is starting to turn. Jeremy's making his own videos, defending himself. Jeremy's healthy. Jeremy has had a chance to work on his game. It's kind of like, last year was very difficult. Not sure what's going to happen. And everybody's, it's almost like they're trying to push Jeremy off a cliff. Well, now it's like, okay, now we're getting further away from the cliff. So things are calming down. But again, I think that the most important thing that we have done at Conservative New Media is two things. One, we stood up for Jeremy when nobody else wanted to stand up for him, or at least nobody else with any with the loud megaphone in front of their mouth. And we're not the loudest megaphone, but we have a megaphone or a microphone, however you want to think about it. That's number one. And the second thing is we actually talk about Jeremy, whereas not a lot of people talk about him and just go over his stuff. There's so many of you guys that care about Jeremy, and nobody talks about him. And if they do talk about him, they're putting him down. You know, they're trashing him. They're criticizing him, and that hurts you as a fan. And that's what we've tried to do. And we're grateful to be able to do that. We're grateful that that's meaningful for you. And so I said, as I said earlier, I do it if nobody watched because I like Jeremy and I believe in Jeremy. And Jeremy's meaningful to me. As I told you, I know people like Jeremy. I went to school with people like Jeremy. I know people like Jeremy. I can relate to Jeremy. And I can relate to his story. And I want to see that propped up. I want to see him given a platform. Not just because he's from Harvard or he's first Taiwanese when he's American, but Jeremy's a good person from everything I can tell about him. You don't have to be of faith to feel that way. The same way that you don't have to be of faith to think that Tim Tebow is a good person. Jeremy's a good person. And I think that the world needs more people like Jeremy right now. People need somebody like Jeremy to look up to. Again, Jeremy's not perfect. I'm not trying to put him on the cross here. But he's a good person. And right now, as I said earlier, and as I've talked about in other videos around Jeremy, like the one about the Heroes Hangout, the world is a tough place right now. Now, it always was, but it's particularly difficult right now. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. It's a very difficult place. And we need more people like Jeremy to follow as an example, or to see, just even if you don't look at him as an example, just to see the goodness of people. Like I was saying about the Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club. It's easy to be cynical in this world. And to have somebody that looks like they're trying to live their life in a good way, and they're putting up Bible verses. Again, you don't have to be religious, but just the concept of that being, they're not living for them. They're not living for worldly stuff. Even if you don't agree with their religious beliefs. The thinking behind that, like, I'm trying to live for a higher power. I'm trying to live and help other people. That's meaningful. That's important. And we see a lot of examples among celebrities, whether they're Hollywood people or sports figures, that aren't like that. And if you see that day after day after day, again, it's easy to become cynical. It's easy to lose perspective about how the world can be and how people can be. And it's just good. Like I said, I mean, those are the reasons, as I've talked about before, why I like Jeremy. And again, the way that Jeremy is a lot of the way that his fans are. And that makes sense. He attracts people to him that are like him. And that's what we see. I mean, people reaching out to us, sending me these gifts. It's amazing. It's overwhelming. It's not something I expected. I certainly appreciate it incredibly. I really, really appreciate that. And I definitely want to get that across. You guys have just made things so much more enjoyable for us. And I know a lot of you feel that way about me or about John, but we feel that way about you too. We couldn't, this is a synergy. We're doing this together, and it's much more enjoyable that way. And it's a good thing. Like I said, you feel good about it. I feel good making this video. You guys probably felt good about sending me the gifts, and it's great. I know that the Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club has reached out to Howard Chen before, who works, I can't remember the channel that he works for in Houston. I believe Howard speaks Chinese, and he covers the team. And I think, he's able to reach out to fans that speak Chinese. And that's been really meaningful, I'm sure, for a number of you. And I know that you guys, that the Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club sent him gifts as well. That's what I said. It's just great. I mean, you guys, it just shows your character. And just, as I said, it really touches me. It's just very unique in this world, and it's a really, really, really good thing. Now, I have had a lot of contact with JJ, and I'm sure most of you know who I'm talking about when I say JJ, in terms of people in the fan club. JJ has done, it's just so much for us. So much. And she's done it for nothing. She's done it for nothing. And if you're familiar with JJ, she's a busy person. I mean, she doesn't need to spend time doing this, but she does spend time doing it. And I have a tremendous amount of respect and affinity and affection for JJ. And again, for all you guys, I just know JJ probably the best because I talk to her a good amount. And it's as I said, it's just stunning to me. It's just that you guys have done this. It's just it's like I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say, which is definitely not something that comes natural for me, as you guys know, in listening to these videos. Something else I want to say. I've come across several videos that were done by people associated with the Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club. One of them I know is on Eva Shu's YouTube, and I think it's Jeremy Lin Play for God, Play for Your Happiness. And I'm telling you what, and I'll put information about these things, as well as more information about the Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club in the video description below the video player, so people can go check it out. These videos are good. They're really good. There's another video I came across also on a channel that also had the Jeremy Lin Play for God video. It's a Chinese character name, so I don't know how to pronounce it. So I don't know who it is, but that person put up another video, which I'll also put in the video description, and it's also excellent. And it has like stuff where both of the videos have different things where, the Lin Garden fan club's talking to Jeremy and kind of supporting him and showing things that they've done. And when they've interacted with Jeremy, like maybe during like a Twitter discussion or like a Facebook discussion or pictures they've taken. And it's just awesome. I mean, it's just, you guys you have a lot of talent. It's very happy. I mean, it's very joyful to watch the videos. It's very pleasing to see all the people that are involved in the fan club. And I know that Hanny Chang told me that, there were like 60 people of Lin Garden fan club that were, at the airport to greet Jeremy, one of them being Lisa Tarn. And it's like I said, when you see the people, it's just nice to be able to see the people in the fan club, because you can see how happy they are and how much they care about Jeremy. And it's just like I said, it's just one of those things that warms your heart, makes you feel good in general, because there's so much joy that the people have for Jeremy, and being able to experience Jeremy's success and his career, and you can see how meaningful it is for them and how happy that it makes them. And I know Jeremy knows who you guys are, because I've seen you, I know you've reached out to him and you've talked with his representatives and stuff. I'm sure I know he knows who you are, and I'm sure he feels the same way about you, or very similarly that I do. And it's like I said, it's great. Lot of cool people. I mean, I've seen different people. I mean, just all the pictures and stuff that you guys have taken and stuff. I know you have one picture where you're with Jeremy's mother, I think, when at a game in Golden State and out in the San Francisco Bay Area, which is where Jeremy is from, and which is where his family lives. And you guys rock. You're awesome. A lot of, I will say this too, and you're a pretty good looking fan club. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but I will say that. A lot of good looking people in the fan club, and good for you. I think it's great, and a lot of diverse people in the fan club, different ages, and obviously again all over the world. And I know that some of you probably don't speak English, just like I don't speak Mandarin. And that's where people like JJ and Hanny Chang have meant so much in helping us with translations. And just as Jeremy's kind of bridging the gap between the NBA in the United States and some of the basketball fans in Asia, people like JJ and Hanny Chang and others are bridging the gap for us. And so the language gap, so that you guys can hopefully enjoy what we're doing, or at least be able to understand it. And I've gone to many of those pages, web pages. JJ will tell me where they are, and I'll translate them. I'll translate them using like a Google Translate or something, and it's great. And you guys, the discussions, they're fun, they're funny. You guys have a lot of personality. I said, I probably know more of you than you think I know you, just because I've seen the conversations. And I'm sorry, I don't have like a list of names or whatever, but I know a bunch of the people that are in the group just because I've seen them, and I've seen them talking. I've seen like, for example, in the video I was talking about, not the Jeremy Lin Play for God, but the other video that was made on that channel that was uploaded on the channel with Chinese characters. They show a person, like they'll show a picture, of a woman, and then they'll show that person interacting with Jeremy or doing a picture and stuff. Well, I remember, one of the pictures is like of a panda, and I remember seeing that person that has that avatar, over on Baidu or whatever. It's like, I know who these people are, even though I don't know everybody's name, and I don't get to talk with everybody. And it's like I said, it's been very fun for me to kind of be able to see those conversations and see those dialogues and see how other of Jeremy's fans think. And I got to do the same thing, like on site that I've talked about before named Wenshu City. That's a site, I believe, that's located in the Bay Area, and they're a site in Mandarin, and I've done the same thing, and going in and translate it and just seeing what people are talking about with Jeremy, and they've been kind to us and put up our videos and stuff, and it's just like I said, it's fun for me to be just another member of the fan club as well, and it's I've really come to see people, see other fans, and just enjoy them and enjoy their personalities and everything. So, look, as I said, I really appreciate this a lot, and I just hope that and you guys enjoy our work. I mean, I just hopefully that's repayment enough or meaningful enough for you, because like I said, I mean, I feel like that. I mean, I feel like I want to give back because of what you've done for us and what you've done for me, sending me these things. I don't know what else to say. I mean, like I said, I mean, it's kind of like puts me at almost like a loss for words. Look, just to wrap up, we really appreciate you guys, and it's really been meaningful for me and for myself and John to talk with you guys, to get to know you, to interact with you. Look, hopefully down the line, we'll get to meet some of you guys at somewhere, at a game or I don't know, some type of party or something for Jeremy or something like this, and hopefully that can happen one day. But even though it hasn't happened, it's been really special for us. And I know it's been really special for me. So, again, I want to extend my thanks and my gratitude to the people in the Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club and all of Jeremy's fans for just sharing some really great times, some really great experiences, and hopefully there's going to be a whole bunch more to come. And as you guys know, I think there's going to be a whole bunch more to come. And I can't wait. I can't wait for the season. I can't wait for the next Jeremy Lin video. I'm sure Jeremy's having a good time with his family and his traveling group in Taiwan right now, and with the people that he's meeting. I know one of the things that he did the other day was he went out to an area that doesn't, that's not a wealthy area of Taiwan, and just to see the kids, see some of the kids out there and kind of interact with them and stuff. And that's why I said that's why we like Jeremy. And as I said, I'm sure that's extremely meaningful for those children. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, there are a lot of people in this world who don't have things so great, and things are difficult for them. And it's nice and that Jeremy and other people can take the time to interact with those people. And those are the people, as I mentioned in talking about the Lin Garden fan club and people outside of the United States and people inside the United States too. Those are the people that have the most appreciation for things. And just even just for Jeremy's fans in general, there's nobody else like Jeremy really in the NBA. So if Jeremy's the only player of Taiwanese descent or Asian American descent or Chinese American descent, well, then he becomes much more special because he's the only person. And so his fans and people that appreciate him are probably going to cherish him more than somebody that's got, 20 people from their city, and there's going to be 20 more people from their city going into the NBA soon. They're not as special then as when there's only one person. And again, I think that goes to why people have such a connection to Jeremy at this point in time. And as I've said earlier, I think that in other videos, I think that's going to change. I think Jeremy is going to help open things up and inspire more people of Asian descent to go to the NBA, to try to make the NBA and to get into the NBA. And I think you're going to see that. As I said, if you've got 300 million people in China that like basketball, pretty soon you're going to have more people in the NBA from China. That's an enormous amount of people. That's like the entire population of the United States. So it's just really good. Just to wrap up, thank you very much to Jeremy Only Lin Garden for these gifts. They're great, and I really appreciate them. They look good, and it's just very meaningful to me that you took the time to do this and that you wanted to do it, that it was something that you wanted to do, and that you felt like what I have done and what myself and John have done was meaningful enough to you that you wanted to do that. So it's just, I really appreciate that, and that really means a lot to me. So that's it for now. It is 5:32 a.m. early Saturday, August 17th here in the United States of America, which means it's 5:32 p.m. Saturday, August 17th, 2013 in Taipei, Taiwan. Paul, it is 11:33 a.m. Central European Time right now. I am, I don't know why I'm up right now, but I'm usually not up this early, but I'm glad I am. And I received the gifts, I think yesterday, and I wanted to make this video, and it's longer than what I thought it was going to be. And so sorry, I hope I'm not boring you guys, but hopefully those of you involved in this and involved in the Jeremy Only Lin Garden will be able to listen to it, the whole thing, and just understand that, how nice this was for me and for myself and for John as well too, that you guys did this for us. It's very awesome. So that's it for now. Take care of yourselves, and we will talk to you again soon.